As part of the GreenKeeper software, we've got various tools available to us. So the first one I'm going to cover is the tools menu, and it's the capture course images. So we've got Yellowstone loaded back up, and I've come to the tools panel, and you'll see in here under where the marker is, we've got these various capture images buttons. So what I've done is I have already enabled VS Pro or Arborist or Trees Generated, whatever. So this is my course in full sort of planting mode, and then it's just a matter if you click any of these buttons, it will generate a load of images. So we'll go for the first one, which is Capture T Images. You see our markers appear, which are floating, so I haven't set them up right. And it'll just cycle through all the holes one by one, and it's saving a screenshot of each of these. So you'll see, obviously you have to have time for the vegetation to load in, and you can see I need to do some work on billboards on this course particularly. And it'll go through, and these will be being saved in a folder within the course directory. So it'll do one for each of the holes. Actually got double markers on this one by the looks of it. So yeah, as it just cycles through, you'll see it won't instantly update, but it does that little delay, so it's got time for everything to populate before it takes the screenshot. So we'll just cycle it through. And that's done. So now if we come into our directory for our courses, is this one. You see now this has now been populated with this new course images folder, and in here we've got T-shot, and then we've got an array of all the screenshots that we took. So let's open this up. And they're all saved as JPEG, so you can use this for checking your T's as a quick check. But also if you want to do like promotional screenshots or just anything to that matter, that's what it does. So those are the T ones. So we'll come back into here to the next one, approach images. If you click that, it will do for any holes where it's got an aim point 1, it'll take a picture from those. So you see it missed out hole 2 there because that's obviously a par 3, so it doesn't have an approach shot. But this is like the aim point. You can just about see the flags in the background. Yeah. So these are all the ones from aim point 1. So on a par 5, obviously I'll be probably aiming at aim point 2 for the shot, but it might be aiming at the green, it depends. Yeah, this is your array of approach shots that you would have for the course. We must fix those markers. So that's the approach shot ones, and again in our folder, you can actually we've got a folder with approach, and then it's got them all in saved as JPEGs. Like I say, you'll notice that it's missed out like hole 2 because, as I said, it hasn't got an aim point 1 because it's a par 3. Close that down. Next one is pin images. See what this does is gives you it's aligned with the direction of play. So the direction of play is from the bottom in, and it'll show you the pin locations with this grid, so you can adjust. You can see roughly how far off the edges they are and where the pin positions are for all the greens. So again, this is sort of could be a sort of useful tool for those who like to make their sort of little I don't know, like information packs or things like that. You can see that's the key for the 4 pins and where they are relative to the green in the direction of play. Cycler, obviously the zoom, it tries to fit it all in. There's some where the greens are very sort of large, it might struggle a little bit, and if you have shared greens, it might struggle a little bit. It uses the center green marker in the bounds of the size of the green to try and center it as best it can. And again, similarly, we'll now see in our course images, we now have green pins. And again, those are just all JPEGs. So if you want to see what hole 3 was, something like that. And the last one, oops, wrong button. is sat image, and what this does is it will capture and generate an overhead image of the course. This is primarily used for possibly future functionality with regards to plotting where shots were on maps or things like that. It can take a while, this one, to let it run through, as it's got to sort of work out various things and its scalings and all this sort of stuff. So I'll just let this one run. I will pause while it does it. You'll see when it finishes. Oh, it's done it already. Didn't have to pause. So that's done. And again, in our course images, we've now got sat overhead. And in here, you'll see you've got your overhead JPEG, which will be quite a large file. You see, it's just sat overhead XY orientated. And we've got this JSON file, which will tell you whether the top right coordinate, so top right is 00, bottom right 0, 1800, blah blah blah, which is how you can use it to plot the scale and things like that. And that, just coming back to that, if I remember correctly, that will be an 8192 image. So yeah, that is the tools capture images tool, as it were, which you can use to get some nice screenshots and things like that.